T with the Diva here. Hey y'all, so today I want to have a conversation and I need audience participation in this conversation. So I want to talk about the way we parent. So, how many of us parent based off of what our parents didn't give us? And I say that to give an example. How many of us treat our children based off of what we didn't get from our parents? I want y'all to get in the comments and just, give me a couple of sentences or a little situation or a slight explanation of if that's your way of parenting. It has a lot to do with what you didn't get, and that's how you decided to build your parenting based off of what you didn't receive from your parents. I had my first child when I was 18. My mother was strict, hence why I was pregnant at 18. She didn't talk to me. We didn't have like a bond. It wasn't like an open door policy. My mother was kind of like what I would call an L7. She was like real square, and I didn't think she related to me. So I didn't like to converse about a lot of things. I didn't like her to know a lot of stuff that I did or went through because I thought she would judge me. So once I had my daughter, I just said, I know we're going to be cool. I know we're going to have a bond. And I wanted to have that bond based off of what I didn't have with my mother. I also didn't want to be strict because I knew what that did for me. I know that made me sneaky. It made me a liar. It made me, have to just make up stuff to try to get out the house. So I didn't want my kids to have to do that. So I raised them based off also, my mother didn't tell us she loved us. She didn't give me a lot of compliments. Remember, I got raised. The boys got spoiled. So I overloaded my kids with compliments. I am also very transparent with my kids. I tell my kids everything I did wrong. I bullshitted in high school. I barely graduated. I wanted to run behind boys. A boy, dumb. But I tell them that. I tell them everything I went through because my mom kept that from me. She didn't want me to know about all of that. I think she didn't want me to think that she was a bad person or something, or she thought that I would look at her and be like, you did it, why I can't? I don't know what she thought. I don't know. We had conversations about it later on in life, but I never really understood why she felt like she couldn't be transparent. But I did not like that style of parenting. I did not want my kids to think I was perfect. I wanted my kids to know some of the mistakes that I made so that if they get in this situation, they don't have to keep it from me and they don't have to lie to me. My kids never had a curfew. They never had a bedtime. But they always got good grades. They both graduated from college. They both honor roll, everything. So without asking them what they needed, I gave them what I needed. So that's what I wanted to know. I wanted everybody to chime in to just say, do you think that that's what you're doing? And if you're doing it purposefully, is that what you planned to do? Because that happens with a lot of us. A lot of us are re-raising ourselves, right? We're parenting ourselves again through our children. So we're correcting things that we didn't have and giving them to our children, not knowing if that's what they really need. So, like, like I said, I always tell my kids I love them. I always make sure I tell them that they're beautiful. They look good. Girl, your hair pretty. Oh, that dress real nice. Now, I definitely will tell, where you get that ugly? You wearing it? Where you going? That's what you wearing? Oh, wow. Okay, well, I guess. And they know that I'm going to tell them the real. I'm not lying. I'm going to tell them the real. So, I'm not sure if that's what they needed. We talk about the way that I parented them, and they don't have a lot of complaints, but of course I wasn't perfect either. And I feel like I like that. I like it because, for one, they can tell me, and of course once I get my bearings together and realize that I'm tripping, I can accept what they're saying. I couldn't do that with my mother. I didn't start talking to my mother about her shortcomings or mishaps maybe until I was grown. I couldn't tell my mama nothing about what she didn't do when I was a kid. So that was something else that I wanted to make sure that I straightened out. Also, I am my children's best friend. Now, they're not my best friends, but I'm their best friend, which means that they would run home to want to tell me stuff about school, like about boys, about they homegirls that's tripping out, or them beefing with like somebody, or whatever the situation was. I wasn't that forthright. I couldn't be that forthright with my mother because she was so critical that automatically if I said something, she was going to chop it up and make it something else. So it couldn't be a he girl, a slap fives, a we so funny, a she so stupid. It would be a why you do that? Who said that? And you thought that was funny, and I don't know why you shouldn't even be her friend. Like, it was that type of thing. Like, I would be criticized for even befriending somebody who would make those decisions. So that's another way that I parent myself through my kids. So I have several of those examples though, but I just want to hear from you. This is audience participation. Tea with the Diva, audience participation edition. I want to hear from you. Sound off in the comments and tell me if that's your example, if that's your story. Do you feel that you have to reparent yourself? Are you parenting yourself in your children because you always felt like, I ain't gonna do that with my kids, I'm gonna do something different, instead of seeing what their personality is and giving them what they need? Because I didn't try to see what their personality would be and then try to give them what they need based off of who they were. I automatically off and running. Soon as the gun sounded, I started parenting myself. I said, I know I don't want to do this. I don't want to be strict. I want to have a bond with my kids. I want to be transparent with my kids. I want them to know I made mistakes. I don't want them to know that I made mistakes. I want them to know the mistakes that I made, even the ones I'm not proud of. I have told them things that I've done that I'm not proud of. My decision making with men, irresponsibility, all of that. I have told them about all of this. And half of it they saw. So I just didn't want to withhold all of this. When I would do something or make a mistake or have a breakup or deal with somebody, like I would explain to them, like, this is what you don't want to do. I don't want you to be in this situation ever. I want you to make sure you look at this and look at this and don't go anywhere. Like I always made sure that I over explained, and I just remained transparent because I felt like they would want what I needed and then more. But what I should have done was I should have started with what they needed and gave them what I thought I needed instead of the other way around. So yeah, this tea with the diva, and I want to hear from you. How did you do it? Which way did you do it? Did you think about it before you started parenting yourself? Or did you give your children an opportunity to show what their personality was and you based your parenting style off of what they needed in their personality style? I'm eager to hear what you guys got to say. And let's just kick it in the comments. See y'all later. Tea with the Diva.